Okay, so quick side note, did you know that I have a podcast? I've recently become obsessed with podcasts and I much prefer listening to them whilst I'm driving as opposed to music. So yeah, I thought, why not just start my own podcast channel? I'll leave all the links in the down bar below, go check them out. Or if you have an Apple phone, you can ask Siri, play Smile More XO podcast. Hi guys, and welcome back to my podcast. Hi guys and welcome to today's vlog. So I'm not driving, I'm parked, don't worry. As you can see by the title, I am attending the press night of Annie the Musical at Birmingham Hippodrome. If you know me, you will know that I love musicals, and as always, I'm so grateful to be invited to come to these cool events. I've seen the musical once before, an amateur production up in the northeast. It was so good because it was a family member who was playing Annie. I've actually invited my friend Lizzie, so she's coming a little bit later. She's at work at the moment. And I'll speak to you guys in a bit. Peace. Hi guys, so as you can see, it is now the next day. I thought I'd come on and end this vlog review of Annie the Musical. So last night I attended the press night of Annie the Musical at Birmingham Hippodrome. I know I always say this, but first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you to Birmingham Hippodrome for inviting me. I appreciate it so much. I've always loved musicals growing up, so to get the opportunity to come and watch so many amazing shows and to film a review for you guys to watch is such an honour, and I really do appreciate each and every time I get invited. So thank you from me to you. As always, we was greeted by the lovely staff of Birmingham Hippodrome and we was given our tickets and one of the programmes. I always love to get a programme when I go and see a show, whether it's a musical or a concert. I always buy them. I just love seeing the behind the scenes photos of the production because you just kind of get a feel of how much hard work goes into each show. This is the second time I actually saw Annie the Musical. The first time I saw an amateur production up in the northeast. It was actually Mr. P's cousin who played Anne. I think seeing a musical and knowing a cast member and knowing a lead is just very special. So the first time I saw it, I was obsessed and loved it so much. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, but yeah, I still look back and think that was one of my favourite musicals I've ever seen. And last night did not disappoint. Obviously, seeing it on the Hippodrome, it's a much bigger show, it's a much bigger production, and I just feel like overall it was just incredible. Annie's one of them musicals that is just such a fantastic, feel-good watch that you kind of smile throughout the whole musical, and then afterwards you just leave with a smile on your face. What always surprised me about Annie is there's so many good songs. Like, I feel like other musicals, there's always a few that you kind of like, oh, I don't really like this song. With Annie, there's not one song that I don't like. Also, what always amazes me about Annie is the cast and the star of the show, Annie. Like, how can a child be so talented and so confident and be up there in a lead role? I always have this wow moment when I go and see musicals and it has children in the cast, especially if it's a lead role like Annie, like Matilda. I just think it's so special and magical to see such a young actor or actress on stage in a lead role leading the show. So in the musical Annie, we also have Miss Hannigan, who is played by Jodie Pringer. I remember first seeing Jodie when she was on the TV show For the Search for Nancy and seeing her perform in Oliver. I never got to see the live show, but I did manage to see a lot of live performances across TV shows across the years. So I've always wanted to see her on stage just because I was so glued to that series. So to finally see her on stage last night was really cool, and can I just say, she was so good. I feel like Miss Hannigan she's kind of scary, but you also kind of like find her so intriguing. And last night, Jodie definitely played that character so well, but also really brought out comedy side of Miss Hannigan, which I've never seen before, which made me laugh so much. For me, I don't think we can talk about Annie without talking about Sandy Is Sandy not the cutest cast member? Sandy, if you didn't know, is Annie's dog who she rescues on the street. Sandy was actually played by a Labradoodle, so she kind of looks similar to Robin, which probably captured my heart even more, and I just wanted her to be on stage all the time. We also wanted to go on stage and give her a cuddle because she looked so cute. As well as the songs and the cast, I want to talk about the sets. The sets, again, were so incredible. I feel like touring productions of shows, I feel like back in like maybe 5 years, 10 years ago, I feel they were much on a smaller scale, whereas the last like 12 to 18 months, the shows that I've seen, I've always been blown away by the staging and the sets, how they managed to tour them around the country and yet had these huge elaborate sets always blows my mind. And the sets from last night were exactly that. There was lots of moving parts coming from the rafters, coming from the sides. I don't know what it is, but I just love like objects that move on like the stage, you know, when they're just on them like magic conveyor belts. How does that even work? Like they just appear, they slide onto the stage. It fathoms my brain, and I always try to look for like wires or someone pulling something. I can never do it. Someone please tell me how that happens, because it just looks like pure magic. Also the band and the orchestra are amazing as well. I always like to give credit to them, because without them you wouldn't have a musical. Annie is definitely up there with my top 5 musicals, but I would happily go and see this musical again tonight. I actually have friends who have tickets for Friday night and then a couple going over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I just know they're gonna have the best time. Annie's actually here in Birmingham until the 11th of August. As always, I leave links in the down bar below to the Hippodrome website, and I'll also leave a link to the Annie tour so you can check out, see if it's visiting your city or a near city, but I can't recommend it enough. It's a fantastic feel-good show that you and your family and loved ones will enjoy so much. Thank you for watching this vlog review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've been to see Annie. What did you think of it? Also comment down below. I'm really intrigued. What is your favourite musical of all time? Comment below. Thank you for watching as always, and until next time, peace.